Welcome to The Art of Being Unstoppable, the podcast where we will go beyond the ordinary and embrace the extraordinary. Be part of down-to-earth, no BS conversations where we will explore hot topics on love and money, relationships and business, beauty, and who we get to be with all that shit in between. With our insights and your actions, let's be unstoppable together. Let's go.
Welcome back to The Art of Being Unstoppable. Happy December 27th, everyone. Can you believe that Christmas is over for another year?
I can't deny that I'm not a little excited. I took my Christmas tree down Christmas night. Okay, before you go killing the messenger, you guys, I have a new kitten, and my kitten would not stop climbing up the tree. By the time I was done Christmas, half my ornaments were broken, or they were pushed down to the middle of my Christmas tree. All the ribbon around was all shredded. I was sick of looking at it. So I was like, you're done. The girls left to go with their dad. I'm like, that's it. Christmas is done. It's not bad.
Oh, that's funny. As you can see behind me, my Christmas stuff is still up. Oh, there's my dog. But yeah, I got a little late start this year with decorating, so it takes me a good few days. So I leave it up because we have a New Year's celebration here as well. And I do leave it up until probably the second week of January. I'm going away this year for 10 days to see my son in Florida, so I don't know that I'm going to be able to get it down before I go. I'm going to say I'm not because I'm pretty booked up, but so it'll probably be up when I get home on the 15th. So it'll be up till at least that in January. I know that that's crazy, but it's true. It's what's going to happen.
Well, I want to share some background, like some tea with you guys about Vicki. I mean, when she decorates for Christmas, this isn't just a usual decorate the tree and put up a few things. No, she takes pictures off the wall, replaces them with Christmas stuff. She has Christmas trees, lights. I mean, it's like somebody vomited Christmas in her house. It's gorgeous. It's beautiful. But her and I are completely the opposite. I'm minimalist. My Christmas tree, when it's decorated, is like too much clutter for me. So she spends days, like, this isn't a joke. I mean, this is going to, we're going to the North Pole when we go to Vicki's house. Let's be real. She needs some elves to come into her house.
Oh, I do. Her. Yes, I do. Bring the elves. Help me take this stuff down. Oh, I know. I said,
hey, Vicki, do you want me to come help you? Oh my gosh, Tina, that would be so great. I think I found everything in like the world to do other than that. And finally I came clean. I'm like, girl, I love you. You do so much for me. But helping you decorate your house is literally, I would rather pull out my teeth one at a time. I can help you put everything away. No problem.
Absolutely. And you did help me wrap, which, that was a good thing. You did help me wrap, which I did love. That was awesome. It made my life much easier.
So I gotta, those of you that are watching, are you more like me? Are you more like Vicki? Who can you relate to? I put a Christmas tree up, consider it done, or I'm just like in love with Christmas and everything Christmas. But it is beautiful.
It is. And I think a lot has to do with how we were brought up as well. Like, my mom, my grandmother, my dad's mom as well. So both my grandmothers, my mom, they were all big Christmas people. So their homes were the same. My mom's home was, it was like the Christmas wonderland for sure. So I think that makes, and I look at my daughters. One of my daughters is like my mom was, but her Christmas tree will come down today. Mind you, it's been up since Halloween, but it will probably come down today. Like, she'll clean it all up because she's done with the chaos and the clutter. But, it's funny because my other daughter, she loves her tree, but she's more of a minimalist because, well, I guess she has 3 kids too that are running around. And believe you me, they touch everything. which is okay, but it is what it is. I always say to them, like, what does Gigi say? Like, hands behind your back. Don't be touching my Christmas stuff.
Right. And I think you have a good point about how you were raised, because from the time I can remember, maybe 12 years old when my parents got divorced, Christmas was always a source of stress because now there's divorced parents, so worried about my dad and my dad being alone. And then my mom would take off at Christmas. She'd go to a destination vacation. So we would spend Christmas maybe the week together, but or the week before together. But it was never a big deal. It was
Yeah.
almost, how can we get this over as quickly as possible? And I
Yeah.
know that's not a great way to kind of, it's supposed to be a joyous occasion and it's supposed to be full of love and laughter. But for real, sometimes it's not for everybody. And
No.
I think we need to be mindful of that too, because somebody said to me, oh, Tina, you can learn to love Christmas. And I thought, but do I have to? Because everybody else does? Or can I just be okay with it's just another day? It's just another inflated money making.
But that isn't not true. That isn't not true. I mean, and you have teenage girls, so it's a little different. Like my kids are older. And obviously all like older. My youngest wasn't here for Christmas, which was hard. But the grandkids was what it was about this year, and seeing them like and being present here, like not the presents, being present and being like able to just take pictures and enjoy, and not there was no outside this or outside that. It was just being really present with the kids, with my kids, and just enjoying each moment as it happened rather than trying to make everything perfect. Like I said to my daughter, I have Christmas dishes. I have good dishes that were my grandmother's. Like I have all of those things, but it doesn't matter anymore for me, like as much as it used to, because it isn't about the things. And I say that with a house full of Christmas, but it isn't about the things. It's about the experiences and the memories. And, my kids grew up with my parents always there. And when they weren't, they realized that we have to make different traditions now and really get making our own traditions and making it not be so much about the how much you're spending and what you're buying as to what we get to do and what we get to share in the time that we're together.
Yeah.
And I think that it's hard. Sometimes it's hard because we do, and I get it. We want to, but I'm in a lot of groups on Facebook and I see a lot of things that people can't afford it, and that's okay. So how do you compete with those, like the kids that want the name brand this and the name brand that, and then there's other kids that can't even afford, their parents can't even afford to get them a knockoff of anything. Sometimes it's even the secondhand stuff's too expensive. Do you know what I mean? Like, so, I mean, it shouldn't be about any of that. It should just be about getting together as family and friends and celebrating just the experience you get to share with the people that you love in your life.
Well, this is the first Christmas I spent with my mom in 35 years.
Wow.
So my stepdad passed away this year. They always leave to go to Florida before Christmas, sometimes even in November. So this year, his sisters were there, my cousins were there, my brother-in-law, sister-in-law, everybody was there celebrating together. And we played Christmas gift exchange game, this dice game. We were laughing, we were stealing each other's gifts. We had great food. I had two jobs. One, bring the mashed potatoes, and two, bring the plates and napkins. I forgot the plates and napkins. And it was so funny because I remember being mortified. Like that was the worst thing ever. And my mom said, oh, it's okay. I have a hodgepodge of paper plates and napkins and everything. We'll just make do. And I thought, I would have been so pissed if I would have asked somebody to bring decorative plates and napkins and they would have forgot. And my mom was so calm. She said, Tina, we're all eating. It doesn't matter what plates we eat on.
That's
And in
right.
that moment, I had this realization, we are all eating and nobody really cares. And I really got present to, it wasn't about the fancy plates and looking good, and it was about so much more. We got to spend time. And this was the first year being fully present, because this is the first year that I haven't been drinking on the holidays.
Yep.
So
Yep.
I was almost worried, will I have fun with my family if I'm not drunk? Sorry, family, if you're listening right now, but I had that, will it be the same? And it was better. I was laughing and I could just let go of the fact that I forgot my second job to bring the plates and napkins, but I was fully present. And it got me wondering, all the things that I've missed out on when I haven't been fully present.
Hmm.
So letting go of perfection, letting go of looking good, owning our humanity, being present, a lot of lessons in this Christmas dinner
Yeah.
with my
Yeah.
family.
But, how did it make you feel when you know, we've talked about this many times, and I mean, not always on our podcasts. I mean, this is definitely a candid conversation topic that we've had before. But, when we start to change in our lives, like we start to make different choices, like you said, you weren't drinking. That is something that you've chosen to do for many years. And this year you chose not to. Now, that choice, you get to it changes the way you see things, and it changes the way people see things. And and it's crazy because it often revolves like social events revolve around food and alcohol.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, I mean, for me, it was great. Christmas morning, we have this tradition, even though my husband, I think you guys have heard Melissa, if you're listening, I stole it from Melissa. She said, that's my term. So used to be my husband. Now he's my husband. He still comes over Christmas morning. We open gifts together. We make breakfast together, the whole family, my two daughters, us. And we usually always have coffee and Bailey's, and then we have Caesars. It's just, we've been doing that for years.
Yeah.
So he's like, what, kid? Am I going to be drinking alone? I actually didn't have the courage to tell him, listen, I'm serious about not drinking. So I made a coffee with eggnog. He thought it was Bailey's. I had my daughters make a Caesars. I told her, no alcohol. So she made it look like she was putting alcohol in. We enjoyed a drink together. I
Yeah.
was having great conversation, but I just didn't want to deal with, oh, come on, I'm going to drink a lot. You know what? I didn't want to deal with it. And it was kind of funny after the fact because there was no difference. We were enjoying a drink together, whether there was alcohol in it or not. I didn't make him drink a Caesar on his own. I just didn't put alcohol in it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so, it's another thing, because usually after breakfast and after the drinks, he takes the girls to his parents' house and I fall asleep on the couch, and that's it. But I
Yeah.
had so much energy. I took down the Christmas tree. I started cleaning. I read a book. I listened to an audible. I watched a movie. I took a bubble bath. I got to really be present for myself too.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So, and I mean, it's not like it's wrong. There's no right or wrong, but if it's a choice that you want to make for you, and I feel that, I do, I feel that choice. Like I said to you the same thing, like it's not as important as it once was. It just
no,
isn't. It just isn't.
no.
Not that I say it like, and I haven't gone to the extent of you and not had anything, but you know what? To have a glass of wine with dinner, like we did on Christmas, and be okay with it. And just that, and stop there instead of having a bottle and then, oh, let's open another bottle, and not, like, because there's 20 people here, and if you drink 3 bottles of wine, it's whatever. But my son doesn't drink, my one daughter doesn't drink, so it's just literally my daughter and myself and my son-in-law and my husband. So what's the difference if you do or don't?
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
And it shouldn't matter if
Yeah, changes. Lots of
yeah.
awakenings, awareness,
Oh,
realizations. And I think, the message that I want to really give to everybody is do you. I mean,
that's right.
whatever lifts you up, whatever floats your boat, be willing to be okay with that.
Yeah.
And because I know sometimes we just put so much expectations on ourselves to be a certain way or to do certain things or
Yes.
follow old traditions. And then it's not really aligned with us anymore, but we feel guilty. But what if it's an opportunity for all of us to just really honor our needs, our desires, our wants, our wishes? And Christmas night, I told you I watched a movie. It was Bad Moms Christmas. And they were like, no, we're not doing that. We're going to Sky Zone. No, we're not doing that. And I was like, yes, we get to be like that. We get to
That's right.
make the choice.
That's
And
right.
so I learned from watching that Bad Moms Christmas too. Are you really a bad mom if you don't, or are you just
That's right.
honoring yourself and
That's
letting
right.
go of the story that that's a bad mom or a bad person or
Exactly.
whatever?
Exactly. Exactly. Well, you know what, Tina?
So
I think that, this year coming to an end, it's now, like I said, the 27th. And I think that we get to start to be present in where our choices and our decisions and what we get to make. And moving forward, like we only have a few days until New Year's. And it's the start of a new year, and it's a start of new traditions and new outlooks and new beginnings for everyone. I mean, and it's not going to be a new beginning that just starts on January 1st and by the 5th you're done. It's going to be a new beginning of change and you know possibilities, because there's so much that can be. I see 2025 as the year of, well, not just the year of the art of being unstoppable, because we're going to really strive to have this podcast be the number one podcast. We're going to try. And right, but and new beginnings, like just make some shifts and some changes in our lives to make ourselves be the best people that we can be.
I love it. I love it. I'm excited. I'm ready. I heard a song on TikTok or something. It's like, this is the beginning. So I'm like, yes, let's go.
Yes, let's
Go
go.
time. Let's
On
go.
that note, do you have anything you want to say to make this call complete?
I do not. Like, happy New Year to be.
Happy New
And
Year to be.
yeah, let's just create some magic, everybody. Let's let go of our expectations we have of ourselves. Let's step into the most unstoppable version of ourselves, being aligned with what we want, what we need, what we desire, and letting go of the rest. That's
Perfect
it.
ending. All right. We'll see you next time. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Well, friends, that is the end of our episode today. If you love this episode, hit the subscribe button so you never miss another episode. And please share us with your friends and tag us on your socials at The Art of Being Unstoppable. So for today, have yourself a beautiful day and let's be unstoppable together. See you next time.